Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program. Talking with experience. It is 10:41 a.m. Woke up about uh, an hour ago. I was supposed to go pick up my son from school. He had an exam today, and he was sick. He's still sick, but I got a text a few minutes earlier from Pam saying that the kids are home again today. All right, now Ethan is sick, but Alyssa could definitely go to school. And again, Pam could not be bothered. So she woke up this morning and Alyssa made a complete mess. you know, I mean, anyway, so they have been working on the minds of the people that I communicate with, right? Which is very few people. I've noticed that also for the past, since Pam had her date on, since she went out on Saturday, that I have not heard from her. She didn't call me all day yesterday, to let me know that, what time she'd be home, what have you, and to get Alyssa ready for gymnastics. Normally she'll call me and she'll tell me to get her ready and such, right? Didn't happen. So when I received the text, because I was, like I said, I set my alarm for 10 o'clock so I can get up, and get ready to go because I have to pick him up for 11. And so I was very surprised to get a text from her, see a text from her saying that, he's home and also Alyssa's home. It's again ridiculous, I mean, Alyssa should be in school, okay? Yeah, she made a mess. Still, get her dressed, when I go get her later, she'll come home and I'll have her clean up. But she couldn't be bothered, Like I said, it's always the kids, always the kids. I can understand Ethan being sick, but Alyssa's not sick, okay? But like I said, her job is more important than her children's education. And no one is asking her to like quit her job or anything like that. What I'm saying is that put your children's education as a priority, right? You put other people priority over them. You going to Mexico because your high school friends are going to Mexico, so you go, right? You take care of yourself. You do all of that. But when it comes to getting the kids out the house on time, you can be bothered. You can't be bothered. You know, and it's ridiculous. But anyhow, so then I received a text from my friend in Georgia, in Atlanta, about she's like, oh, um, I remember you telling me that they wouldn't hire me and you're so negative. I'm like, I would never say that. Why would I say that? I would never tell somebody that they wouldn't hire you. That's not at the core of who I am. Okay? Now, again, what they're doing, again, is working on the minds of people who I communicate with, also often, so they can try to isolate me, right? Either I can get upset and be like, you know what, don't forget, you don't bother, or they can do the same thing too. So I said to her, I said, why would I say that to you? I said, I've been very supportive of you, right, and your daughters. I've been very, very supportive. Okay, so what are you talking about? And I said to her, I didn't say that. You might have, you heard wrong, or if I misspoke. But then again, I would not misspeak or say something like that. But again, I understand how they can control our consciousness. All right, I understand that. Okay, so I said to her, I said, look at my actions. And then she said, I know. This is why I was so flawed. I said, well, why would I say that? If I'm why would I be so supportive of you and say something like that? It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. I said, when you first got hired for your first teaching job, right? I used Afrim, and I got her a laptop so she can teach. So why would I say that to her? You know, but like I said, there are many ways in which they'll try to silence me. If they cannot silence me, then they'll try to isolate me, because again, they don't want me to speak to people to let them know what's going on. Okay, and like I said, women are easily more to manipulate because of their of who they are naturally. They're very emotional, right? And so I sent her an article of what is it? uh, TDI. Shoot, what? It's I think Total Dream Incubator, something like that. It's Dream Incubator. I remember the first word for it, right? But it what it is that they have the ability to manipulate your dreams. They have the ability to put things into your dreams, to construct a dream, to send you subliminal message in your dreams. I'll give you an example. Coors, which is the beer company, um, was using it to embed subliminal messages into consumers to drink beer, right? So I sent her that article, all right, to show her, to say, hey, read this. This could be going on, or what have you. All right, because again, I just have to educate people, all right? And I would never say anything like that, particularly for the people that I care about, right? And this is what they do. Everybody that you care about, everything that you care about, they'll try to take it away from you, right? This is what they do. Why? Because they can't silence me, right? They cannot silence me, so they have to find ways to try to retaliate, right? This is what white supremacy is all about, and this is why I love Neely Fuller, because he has given us the blueprint since the 1970s. But again, the war against the black bookstores, conditioning people to not listen to certain black people who are talking about racism and white supremacy in a way in um, which exposes white supremacy for what it is and white people for who they are. Okay? And also the fact that I posted that clip of Nelson Mandela, and I know that was a dagger in their back, a very good one, right? That you as a person cannot support or stand up against an apartheid state like Israel. Okay, what it is that they're trying to do to us in America is to keep us obedient and silent, particularly as black people, that we no longer be able to talk about racism, right? If we talk about any issues that the U.S. is involving that is detrimental to other groups of people, we're anti-patriotic, we hate America, and that's not true. Okay, America don't have the right. Well, I say don't have the right, but America should not be enabling Israel to commit mass genocide. And when America, whether they're Democrats or Republican, when these politicians, particularly I'm so disappointed in black politicians, knowing what black people have been through and continue to go through, right? But again, I understand how the military uses psyops, how the creation of and development of microwave and radio frequency weapons to manipulate our minds without us even knowing it. Changing who we are to our core. Okay? And so again, I'm gonna give you an example. When you look at even the videos that the meeting with Ted Koppel and Nelson Mandela at City College, um, when you listen to how Nelson Mandela speak, right, and then when he became the president of South Africa, and the many years that he's been president, right, what has changed? What has changed? Even in South Africa today, that's why I keep telling you guys. There's certain books that I recommend you read. Go and read um, Kim Heller's White Lies. Okay, let me pull up my Kindle. All right, go and read Kim Heller White Lies, and I'm gonna show you guys the book. All right. Also, let me show you guys the book of the what is it? Our American Israel. All right. This is a Jewish author. Okay. So, like I said, I don't base things off of my own opinions. I don't hate anybody who doesn't hate me. Right. I hate people who hate me. I hate people who conspire against me. Like I keep saying, I am not the type to. You can do whatever you want to do to me. Particularly, I'm not talking about my black brothers and sisters and this the ridiculous shit that we do to each other, right? But I'm talking about when you conspire to destroy my life and the people around me, simply because you know your 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 religious belief system makes you afraid of the truth, right? That you would do things to me and others to manipulate us, right? To ruin our lives. To me, that's unforgivable to me. Okay, it's like slavery. It's unforgivable. I would never forgive white people for that. Okay, and when I say white people, I'm not talking about all white people, but the vast majority, because the vast majority of them still believe in enslaving us as black people. All right. Okay, here's the book. It's called No More White Lies. No More White Lies. Black Politics and White Power in South Africa Can Help. Now let me find the other Our American Israel. I was looking at it yesterday. Here it is. Let me show you guys the. All right. Like I said, I don't just say these things. And then here's the real kicker. Again, the invention of the Jewish people, the invention of white people. Okay, which again I do have also. If I can find that. Hold on. All right, this is the book. It's called "Birth of a White Nation: The Invention of White People and Its Relevance Today." Okay, all these written, they're based on history, they're based on reality, they're based on truth. And there are those who don't want us to know the truth, right? To see our reality, to look at things with a critical mind and eyes, right? They want us to continue to be asleep. So they can always pull the wool over our eyes. They can always steer us to vote or to think or behave in whatever manner they want us to be, to control us totally, right? Totally, absolute control of human beings, of our minds, of our bodies, of the way that we think, our consciousness, our subconsciousness, conscious mind, I should say, and subconscious mind, right? And there's another book called The Power to Control: How the Elite Conspire Against You, right? So if you really, and also Mark Rich's book, New World War. Let me get that up. All right. Okay. For those who want to understand about these technologies being used, okay, go and get Dr. Jack. Right. Guinea pigs. Right. Technologies of control. Go and get that book. All right. Here in your approach department using their sirens. Whoop, whoop. Like I said, there are things that they don't want us to believe. There are things that they want to hide so badly, okay, because they have to. They have to, because if another book to get also about the technology to control our minds is this book by Dr. Nick Begich. Okay, let me get the, come on now. I'm trying to get the cover here. Dr. Nick Begich, The Technology of Political Control, or Tools for Peak Performance Controlling the Human Mind. Okay? All right, so when I'm giving these book recommendation, please try and get the book if you can. Okay? There's the other book that I was looking for by Mark Rich, who himself was a TI, and also if you want to understand about when I talk about menticide and brainwashing, get The Rape of the Mind, Dr. Joss A. M. Melu, right? Technology of thought control, menticide, and brainwashing. Okay. Hold on, let me see if I can. Why is it that I can't find this book here? All right, hold on a sec. Okay. Now, out of all the books that I've mentioned to you guys, this is a book written by a targeted individual. This is a book that is one of the most well-researched books that you can find on what it is that all, when you talk about political power, technology, the military, corporations, the elites, all is in this book, right? So I would suggest you guys read this book first and then read the other books, right? Because this book, when you read this book and then you read the other books, you will understand exactly what it is we as TIs are talking about. And also, you will become very aware of the fact that these things are also happening to you. The control mechanism, right? So you become more conscious of these things. And this is what they don't want. They don't want you to become consciousness to recognize the mechanisms of control. Okay? As long as you remain oblivious to it, that is what they want. But the minute you become conscious of it, then they are going to understand that revolution will come at their doorstep because of what it is that they've done and continue to do. All right. So with that being said, talk to you guys in the next video.